your entire vibe is just so cool girl. You're traveling everywhere, you're building, you're branding. Like, I was just so excited the second that you DM me. I remember looking at Taylor and being like, oh, we're immediately having you on. You are going to be our first guest because of your exciting history, everything that you've been able to do at just even your young age, and now becoming a mom and everything. It's the perfect time to have a conversation. Yeah. So I'm so excited to chat with you.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yay. Well, first, I would love for you to be able to just give a little bit of background, kind of tell us what has brought you here. I know it's probably going to be not just a little bit of a background, but what is your story?
My story. Okay. So I graduated college in 2017. I graduated with a major in poli-sci and business. I thought I was going to be a poli-sci girl through and through. I thought I was going to DC, work in the Hill, do the whole thing. Thank God I did an internship, and I truly 100% believe in internships because they teach you what you don't want to do with the rest of your life.
Totally.
So I went and did an internship on the Hill, hated it, came back, was like, poli-sci is not for me. I love business. So I graduated 2017 with my business degree, and then I went on, that was in Orange County. I went on to LA, and I was in the agency world. So at that time, influencer marketing was really taking off. And so I was working with an influencer marketing agency that was just starting to really hone in on the fact that celebrities aren't the only ones that you need to do brand deals with. There are people around those celebrities that can also influence a lot of people. So we started to look at who was in Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner's circles, and those are the Jen Atkins, Makeup by Mario's, Justine Marjans of the world. And we contacted those people, and we offered those people brand deals with Ollie, Target, all of these amazing brands, and we had a smaller budget. And it worked out because these people had large followings but had no idea how to create a business out of it. And so we were able to get really amazing deals for those people. And so I was client facing, but I was also the receptionist. We were a small agency, it was 12 women. And after that, I realized I wanted to, after that I got married. That was 2020. Peak of COVID, we moved to Virginia for my husband's master's program. We did that. I was agency world in a different way. It was advertisement agency.
Okay, my dad actually has an advertisement agency, so I know a little bit about that. Were you doing like buys? What were you kind of doing in there?
I was the account manager for a lot of different brands. So I was kind of the liaison between brands and our company. And whatever our brands wanted, I would bring back. And then creative would then take it and run with it. So it was a really interesting role because I don't think I would have even, at that time I was like, what am I doing? Because my whole life has been really into beauty. Prior to graduating college, I was a makeup artist for Lancome. So I have always loved beauty. So working the ad world, you were kind of just like, what am I doing here? Literally. But it was COVID, and it was such a confusing time for everybody. And looking back, I think it really helped me understand client relationships and not just marketing, which was really good. After that, we moved back to California. I got my master's in innovation and entrepreneurship, which was so amazing because my entire family is filled with entrepreneurs and they all have their own businesses. So I knew at a very young age that was going to be the life for me. I just didn't know where or how to get through with that. So I did that. We moved to Scottsdale. We've been here for a year. And from literally on my drive, so I graduated my master's program, had no job prospects, had no idea what I wanted to do. We just knew we were moving to Arizona. So on the drive from California to Arizona, I get a call asking if I want to go to an aesthetics conference here, which was so great. I attended the aesthetics conference. I loved it. I really learned about skincare technologies and all the different machines that are in the world right now. And so I Googled who had these machines here in Scottsdale. And there was a neurosurgeon with his own practice. I approached the neurosurgeon, and I basically just pitched myself and was like, I just graduated. I have a lot of business savvy. I would love to run an entire aesthetics unit for you. you get, like, you don't have to lose any money. You don't have to put any money in, but let me just from the ground up run it for you. He said yes.
Wow. And so it just strictly off of that first message, or like how did you end up going about that?
I went
after?
in and I pitched myself hard.
No way.
Yeah.
Without any meeting, nothing. You just said, okay, I'm going to immediately just walk in and say hi.
Because he had the machines that I wanted. He had the office space that I wanted. And so from a new business owner perspective, I was like, I don't have to put any money in. I don't have to buy hundreds of thousands of dollars of machines. I can profit off of somebody else's machines and we'll split it.
Wow. That's such a smart idea that you were able to like kind of scout that out. But then at the same time, you're really learning all that back end probably,
Yes.
right? Of how he's running it, maybe what you would do, what you wouldn't do, and then kind of take that knowledge on for yourself.
Entirely correct, because running and starting an aesthetics business is not easy.
No.
And starting it from the ground up, I was no longer just focusing on consumer trends and marketing and cute canvas templates, you know? It was more so, okay, what's the gap in the market? How do I do revenue growth? What is the meaning of revenue, first of all? I'm just a girl. I don't know math at all.
Right.
So
You're like,
was
somebody's got to help out with that
a whole
one.
other world.
Yeah.
Client retention, door-to-door guerrilla marketing. What does all of this mean? You know, and how do I sell not only the business but myself? Because so many people buy into you,
Right.
not just a business. So it was a lot of work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but I'm so glad I did it. And that ended in July of 2025 because I found out I was pregnant. And so
Congrats.
I couldn't be around, thank you, I couldn't be around those machines anymore. And so July of 2025, I exited that company. And then we are big whiteboarders in my household. So we love to pull out a whiteboard and really just dissect ideas as much as we can. So after that pivot, I really sat with my husband and I was like, what's next for me? Where do I go from here? I'm pregnant. I don't want to go into office. I don't even want to work with other people anymore. So what does that look like if I just want to be my own boss and work for myself? And that is where the idea of my new business came about, which is the Skin Matchmaker.
Yes.
So it is a personalized skincare consulting business where I take on clients and we focus on understanding skin, understanding products, ingredients, and not just looking at what's trendy and what a TikTok influencer is recommending.
Yeah, that's amazing because obviously I was looking through your content too and seeing how there's so many people who are saying all these steps and that you need A, B, C, D, E, F, everything, but you're really taking the approach of it's per person. It's like very personalized, like everyone's skin is different. What made you really like narrow that down on that whiteboard day of saying, oh, this is the route I want to take rather than opening up a suite of your own or opening up even an aesthetic business, maybe that's just solo or in a suite? What made you make this pivot, this change to not be so in person and maybe be more so hybrid and online?
So I think spending 10 years in the beauty industry where I started as a makeup artist, applying the makeup, applying the skincare, then moving into a role of skincare technologies and seeing what can happen on a deeper level with skin. And now I'm kind of at a point of, I'm 30, I have a kid on the way. I really believe in work-life balance. And I wanted to start something where I initially got into the beauty world to make people feel better. And to make people feel confident. Because my favorite part of any treatment, any makeup moment is to hand a customer their mirror and then at the end they're like so in awe of how they look.
Yeah.
And I love that feeling. I love that I can help someone feel that way. I knew I didn't want to go into Botox filler route because I don't believe in augmenting your face in order to feel beautiful. I think you should do it if you want. I think if that makes you feel beautiful, 100% go for it, but you don't need it. And I never wanted to be a facilitator for that. So now I'm kind of at a point of, and with the way that trends are going, everybody loves their natural skin. Everybody loves the Hailey Bieber moment.
Yes.
And I wanted to really focus on skin itself and letting people know, like, you are so beautiful, period. But if you just focus on your skin, you don't need to apply all of this makeup. You don't need to get filler. You don't need to do all of this stuff. You could just be naturally beautiful.
Right.
If you just have the right ingredients.
Right.
So that was kind of where I wanted to go, and I've always wanted to launch my own product. So I think with the Skin Matchmaker being a platform right now, it is a brand that I'm building. I also am building a personal brand. And then with that, I hope in the next 5 to 10 years, I can build a product out of it.
That is so exciting. And I love how you said that you kind of took every step. Like you took the first step of learning, you know, all the makeup, and you're learning kind of like surface level, and then you're going deeper into it, and then you're going even deeper, and now you're going into your own skincare line. Like the way that your story is going, it kind of just fell into place, it almost feels like, and bringing you to that big master idea that you have.
Yeah, it's so funny because when you are in your own life, you don't think everything's going according to plan.
Right.
And entrepreneurship is such a crazy journey. And what people see from the outside is a very aesthetic, easy life, whereas you, as the entrepreneur, constantly feel like you're failing.
Right.
Always have imposter syndrome. And you're pivoting all the time.
Right.
And so as someone who's constantly pivoting, going from career to career to career, some people would be like, oh my gosh, she doesn't even know what she wants to do. She's always pivoting. She's always going to different careers. I don't believe in a singular career. I believe in like multiple streams of income, multiple, hone in on like what exactly your hobbies are. Can you make a living off of your hobbies? What brings you joy? How can you be and what's important to you? To me, traveling and being present with my family is very important. So how can I do all of that while also doing something that makes me feel purposeful?
Right. And so because you could only, or when talking about your business that you have right now, are you taking calls like online? Are you meeting these people in person when you're doing their consultation, as you would you call it, consultation?
Yeah, consultation.
Okay, so how are you doing those? Is
Mostly
it just online?
on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, because with the way that the world is also going right now, I'm trying to keep costs as low as possible.
Yeah.
So if I don't need an office space, then if it works out in like later in life and I need an office space, we'll get one. But right now, I mean, Zoom is such a powerful tool.
Definitely.
And people don't want to leave their houses anyways.
No.
So
yeah. And you can never be like, I feel like with you being virtual, then you can really service obviously everybody. It's not somebody from New York having to fly in to Arizona just to be able to be seen by you. You're still able to help everyone. And I think that that's very beneficial for what you're doing.
Yeah. Social media is so big. Virtual platforms are so big that if you want to be able to reach big audiences, you need to be as present online as possible.
Right.
So that's pretty much where I'm going with it.
I love that. I wanted to dial back to what you were saying about really reaching out to, obviously, you know, that celebrities have a big influence, but you reached out to their friends. Is there any specific, like, person in mind, or is there any specific reason to why you selected these certain people, and like how did those results really show for you? What would you say is like the biggest takeaway with doing that, of reaching out to those people?
I think one of our biggest success stories back in the day was Jen Atkin. She is a celebrity hairstylist, and back in the day is when this was prior to her having kids. She was married. Her husband's a photographer. She's a hairstylist, and she was running, gunning, doing everybody's hair back then. And I think she did have a platform, but I think working with brands that we helped connect her with really elevated her platform and really made her credible at that time. And she's gone on to start her own agency, a book deal, has her own has her kids, lives in Seattle, works in LA, has 3 different businesses from that one business.
Wow.
So I feel like she is an amazing success story, and as someone that I look up to as a mentor. She doesn't even know I exist. And I'm like,
you're like, I
really
love
look
her.
up to her.
You know, I do that too with so many people, like Lauren Bostic, if you've ever heard of her. I look up to her too, of just being able to balance it like that and be able to grow something yourself. But when you were helping her out, were you more so, because you were on the brand side, right? And so you were connecting the brand, you were making the client happy by getting her, and then you were also making her happy by building up her influence through your brand deals.
Yeah,
that's
much.
Insane.
It was a mutually beneficial relationship. And I think when influencer marketing came out back in 2017, 2018, that was a really big money pot that people tapped into and realized we can all make money.
Definitely.
And we can all be very successful from this, not just celebrities.
Definitely. And that actually makes me think too with right now what's going on. Alex Earl, like you've seen everything with her, and I think she's probably dropping like a skincare line, right? One thing I keep seeing everywhere on my page is Alex Earl's like new skincare line, or she's dropping something new. I wanted to hear what your take is on influencer businesses, and maybe like when it does come to makeup and skincare, how do you think that is going to continue with, you know, now we're talking about micro influencers and that being even better for businesses. What do you feel about with celebrities diving into skincare and things like that?
I think what Alex did was extremely smart because she has been sharing her skincare journey since her college days. She's been sharing her struggles. She is very raw in front of the camera to show whatever problem areas she's having on her skin. So she did all of that while also building up a fan base. And now, of course, she's credible.
Yeah.
Like, if she is launching a skincare line, which I'm pretty sure she is, all of her audience is going to look at it and be like, she's shown us her journey and now she has great skin. Of course she's credible. Of course I'm going to buy whatever she says. And I think that ends up happening with a lot of celebrities, right? Like Kim Kardashian with her skincare line, Hailey Bieber with her skincare line, because people look at Hailey Bieber's skin and want that skin.
Definitely.
So they think whatever products she's making, that's what I'm going to use. The problem I have with that is skin is a living, breathing thing. And just like humans, skin is different for everybody. And what works for you will not work for me, and vice versa. And I think we can be super into the trends. We could want the newest lip oil. We could want the newest milk tint, right? Or milk. We could want the newest milk toner. But what is that actually doing?
Right. Like everyone just wants it because it's what's hot and what's new and what's trending, and your friend has it. But is it actually going, like, how do you find out? Is it actually going to help your skin?
Right. And I think that's where I come in and where I really analyze skin, because I am such a big believer of medical grade skincare. I love medical grade skincare, but it's not the most affordable option. And it's not something that people can sit there and drop $1,000 on 3 products, right? So I really love to sit and study ingredients and study dupes and how can we get there. If Elastin Transform is amazing for the body and tightening and getting rid of crepey skin, what is their Trihex technology that we can find in dupes? And maybe it takes 3 to 4 items to achieve what that one item does. But if it's more affordable for a normal consumer, then let's look at that.
That's, yeah. And I think with even myself and my skin journey, I was kind of doing what everybody was saying on TikTok, like even on, like, I feel like even hair care and stuff like that, there's always a DIY or something that you can do to make it better. But I think with recently, I've been starting to really take care of my skin as well and dive into, I know Korean skincare is like a big one. I know that there's so many different types, so many different avenues. So what would you say is that first step that you think somebody should take before even joining or before even meeting with you? Like, what is something that we could do today to really help a skin goal? What's your number one best tip that you think?
Write down everything you use.
Okay.
Start to journal. I love journaling, whether it's for personal growth, professional growth, diet growth, whatever you want to do. Journaling is the best way to look back 5 to 6 days, 5 to 6 months and be like, what was I doing back then different than now?
Right.
And because none of us can remember. No. I can't even remember what I ate yesterday. So,
right. It's always changing.
Yeah. So I think journal what you use, journal your diet. Did you have a breakout after eating a saturated fat? What did that do for you? You love avocado. It's amazing for your body, but did it make you red? Did it make you inflamed? Like, we love heated Pilates. We love these new heated workouts. Are they opening up your pores? Do you have oil? going into those pores. How do we combat that? So if you start to journal what your day-to-day looks like and how your skin felt at the end of it and what products you use that day, then I can really sit there and analyze that and help you decide, okay, this did nothing for you. This made you look like a glazed donut for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This is actually going to help you, and we can kind of dissect from there.
That's amazing. I think that is something that people don't talk about a lot. I think gut health is something that people talk about a lot, but they don't talk about it affecting your skin. Totally. They don't, like how you said, oh, did you have avocado and it make you red? Like, I've never put that comparison together. I would always just think my stomach hurts, or, oh, my stomach doesn't hurt, so I can eat this. I didn't think how it would be affecting my skin necessarily. Yeah. That's like a whole different world that you've just opened my eyes to. Now I'm going to really pay attention if my skin flares up with different food items and stuff.
And stress is also a big one. Whatever stress we take on our body, it really shows. And a lot of people, including myself, we manifest our stress on our bodies. So that could look like lockjaw, that could look like plantar fasciitis, that can look like weight gain, hormonal acne. It's just so many different things. So if you're stressed out and you're eating a lot of bad food because you just are on a timeline and you need to eat something quickly before you run into a meeting, what did that do for you?
That's so smart. I love how you broke that down for me, because it's almost so simple, but it really is just being a lot more intuitive with everything that you're doing, and not just throwing it on or buying it because somebody said it worked for them. Right. Because it could obviously work for them, but it's not probably, or could not work for you. But I really love how you said that you break it down, write it all down, and just really see what are you doing and how is your body reacting to it. I love that.
Yeah, because what worked for people, I mean, let's look at just makeup in general. MAC is that girl. MAC has always been that girl. I love MAC. Yeah. And MAC was huge in the early 2000s. Not so much anymore, because people like the natural route that Kosas and other brands are able to provide. But what's that going to look like in the next 10 years? Again, right? And I see so many influencers have all of these old MAC products, and they're like, we love these products, but nobody uses them anymore. And they have shelves and shelves of these MAC products. That's what it's going to be in the next 10 years again. Yeah. Like, trends are constantly shifting, constantly changing. You as a consumer are trying to keep up with these trends. It leads to over-consumerism. You're out hundreds of thousands of dollars from your wallet just trying to keep up with things that might not even work for you. Right. Yeah. So what's the point?
No, totally. I see that. And I think one thing that I think about as well, and I guess it's more on the skincare realm, is when Kylie's Skin came out. I remember that was a huge moment, because I feel like that might have been like one of the first celebrity skincare brands out there. But I remember a lot of people were talking about, I think it was like a pineapple facial scrub or something, and it was really like breaking them out. But then some people were saying that they really liked it, but then some people were reading the ingredients and like, oh my gosh, do you even know what's in this, that you're like scrubbing and really more than exfoliating your face? Like, you're ripping off that barrier and doing all these things. I think it's just so interesting to me that they're even able to put these products out there, that it's like there isn't really knowledge of what does this product actually mean, or what does this ingredient actually mean, and what is it actually going to do for you. Is that something that maybe you could come out with like a guide or something to help people understand? Like, how do we even figure it out for ourselves of what these harmful products are, or how to find if it's something that we're using?
Education is power, right? Knowledge is power. If you take the time to sit and, I mean, you do a quick Google search, you'll find out what ingredient is good for you.
Isn't there like an app or something too? Like, or do you like
is huge right now.
Oh, okay, yeah,
AI
you could totally.
with skincare is huge right now. I think Lancome has it in their settings. CoverGirl is using it. But I think there are certain AIs that you can upload a photo of yourself, and the AI will help you figure out what's wrong with you.
Oh my gosh, wait, no way.
Yeah, which is really cool. I think AI is an incredible tool, and it should be used. I use it myself on a daily basis. I feel like AI is my therapist, content manager, my skincare guru, everything.
Literally everything. Yeah.
But if you are just a normal consumer and you don't want to pay for services, you want to figure it out yourself, as you should. Everybody should be on a journey where you figure out your own.
Or at least to just like clear out, you know, your makeup cabinet, because I feel like everyone has so much stuff, like you were saying, and they're just kind of keeping it. I feel like the other day when I was going through my stuff, only one of my products had an expiration date. And I was like, so when am I supposed to be throwing this stuff out?
That is the thing that really scares me about American products, because if you go to a French pharmacy, everything has an expiration date on it.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
Which makes sense. I'm
It
like, why
should.
is that not a thing in here?
It absolutely should.
That is weird.
Versus like American products don't, and so you keep using it as long as you think you want to, or until you run out, or until the next best product comes out.
Yeah.
And then you kind of look at it a year or 2 years later, you look at the product and it congeals and it's not looking too right, but there's no expiration date, so you keep using it.
Right.
And then you're just piling all of this bacteria on your face.
Okay, so I was going to ask, that is, since I'm not in this world, but that is what would be wrong. Like, it gets bacteria. I didn't even know that. And I feel like that sounds so dumb, but even if maybe you don't use a product, if it, say it just expired, but because I can't find out if it's expired or not, because it doesn't have that, but is it just all the bacteria is like growing in there, and then you're just putting it on your face?
Yeah. Did you see a couple years ago when someone started to like cut their beauty blenders open?
Yes.
And then there would be like small little worms in there.
Yes.
Or small things.
Or like mold even, and things
mold.
like that. So that's just, wow, that's insane that would be in makeup products, but we just don't know. Like, it could possibly even like look probably even perfect. I feel like a lot of my stuff from years ago still looks like in perfect condition. I wouldn't be able to tell.
Right.
But I never thought of how that's like so bad. I'm gonna clean my makeup brushes too as soon as I get after this.
Think about how many chemicals are in the food we eat, right? And so if brands want products to last longer, you have to put chemicals in it to make it have a longer shelf life.
Right.
So if something has a long shelf life, why? Why does it have a long shelf life, right? Like, what are the ingredients in it to make it have a long shelf life? And are those the ingredients that are making you break out? Yeah.
That's so interesting. With everything that you've learned, and I'll touch back more on your business, like entrepreneurship journey. I'm just so interested in like skin and makeup, how you're saying. But what would be your top 3 ultimate favorite products that I guess now everybody has a different favorite product. Like, it might not work for everybody, but for you, what have you seen as something that you're like, yes, this is a holy grail, maybe for you, or something that you would recommend?
Okay. Does it have to be a product?
No, anything. Literally anything.
3 things. Okay, my number 1 is microneedling.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, because it is non-invasive, and you can do so many different types of microneedling depending on your age.
Oh, okay.
That help you. Like, if you're in your early 20s, you don't need it with PDRN. But if you are later in life and you have some wrinkles or you have some things you want to work through, then there's so many different ways.
Interesting. And when you said they're the PDRN, so there's different. Is there different techniques? Is there different products that they put into the microneedling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different products that you can put in to help infuse that product into your skin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love microneedling. It's amazing for skin shedding, amazing for your skin barrier, getting everything nice and plump looking. I recommend it to everyone.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm writing that one down. I'm like, need to get that. I haven't tried it, but I know a lot of my friends are so into it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I do love that. I love a laser. It doesn't have to be an invasive laser. It doesn't have to be a chemical laser. It can just, I think laser, there's only so much that products can do, I think, topically, whereas laser gets really deep in there. And if you are someone that, for example, struggles with hyperpigmentation, laser is one of like the best things that you can apply to your face for you to have like an even complexion.
Wow.
So I love laser.
Is there a lot of downtime with that or anything, or is it just like?
I think it depends on the laser you get.
Okay.
But typically no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's something, microneedling, lasering. What's that third one? I'm like.
The third one, weekly exfoliation.
Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty important, you think, just like to remove all the dead skin, everything? Like what?
Yeah, remove all the dead skin, because if you are not exfoliating weekly and you are just constantly applying makeup, it's just sitting on your dead skin.
Yeah.
It's not great.
That's so interesting. Yeah. I wish I like knew all this, but now that I know it, I feel like I'm going to walk away with such a better outlook on it, throw away all my makeup, wash my makeup brushes, and really be cautious.
Wash your makeup brushes, please.
Yes.
If there's anything that anyone can take away,
is wash
your makeup brushes.
No,
please.
literally, it needs to be on a rotation. It needs to be with your pillowcase, even. I feel like that's a big one.
Pillowcases are huge. I have so many people reach out to me sometimes being like, I have all these random breakouts on my cheek specifically. And I will always ask, are you a side sleeper? Do you sleep on your hands? Do you wash your hands before you go to bed?
Yeah.
And then when was the last time you washed your pillowcase? Because it could really be as simple as that.
Totally. Wow, that's so interesting. Well, I love all those tips. I want to dive a little bit more into your business life, how you're going to be diving into it, especially as a new mom, because this is your first child, right?
One, yeah.
Okay, so exciting. I think as soon as I heard that you wanted to come on, I was so excited because I feel like there's not a lot of guidance out there, especially for even younger women, even younger than myself, but myself included. That's my ultimate goal. I want to be a mom. I want to be...
I'm a mommy.
Yeah, I want to be a mommy. Like, I want that so bad. And I think it's so interesting that my question I always get asked is, oh, well, like, how are you going to keep doing OS if you are a mom? Like, what's your plan there? What are you going to do?
You're like, oh, there's going to be a stroller right
Yeah,
there.
no,
What
right? Like, I'm
going
going to figure out how to balance that. But I just wanted to hear more of, like, what your journey and / preparation has been for this new chapter of your life, because I know you've had to pivot so many different times in your life, so I know this is probably not too hard for you, but I'm interested in hearing more about how you're prepping for that, how you're, I guess, mentally prepping to do this life balance. Is there any tips there that you have of this new life you're starting?
Well, I'm not a mom yet, so I can't speak on that, but pregnancy is the biggest pivot of my life.
Yeah.
Genuinely. And then once I'm a mom, I'm sure I will be like, this is the biggest pivot of my life.
Right.
But pregnancy challenges you in ways that people don't even talk about. And I feel like we're very similar when it comes to career and motivation and how we want to approach things. And I'm so used to giving 110% to everything. Pregnancy humbles you very quickly.
Yeah.
And you are down to 50%. You do one activity a day and you're like, all right, I think I need a nap.
Yeah. See, I'm already there. So that's what's like scary. I'm like already with this summer heat, I'm like, yeah, I literally have to be inside all the time. Yeah. So being able to be growing a whole child inside of you while also growing your personal brand, while also growing another company is just absolutely amazing within itself. Prepping for that, getting ready for that. I mean, is there even really anything you can do to prep for that? It's kind of like a unknown world-ish, I guess, still for you. So just how are you feeling?
I think one of the biggest tips I can give anyone who is so career motivated, the way I was, is give yourself grace. And if you accomplish one thing a day, you are successful. Yeah. That's it.
I love that.
1% a day goes a very long way, because at the end of the month you will have 30%, at the end of the year you will have more than 100%, and you will look back on December 31st to January 1st and be like, I accomplished a lot. Yeah. While also growing a human.
Yeah. No, that's insane. I feel like I'm so excited to unlock that chapter, but it's something that I don't know. I just don't know if you can really prep too much for it. You're never going to be ready.
You're never going to be ready.
No.
And I was not ready. This was not something that we planned. But I really do believe the universe plans for you even when you're not prepared. And if this didn't happen to me now, I would have just kept pushing it. And I really believe it's a girl, so
I know. I'm like, that is like an ultimate dream too. Yes. Like your firstborn is a girl. Yes. Are you firstborn too? I
am.
Oh, okay. I'm a firstborn too, so that makes sense.
She will be the eldest daughter of the eldest daughter of the eldest daughter of the eldest daughter.
That's amazing. So
she's like queen behavior already. Yes,
I love that. Yeah. That's seriously my dream goal. I feel like having your firstborn, especially just as us firstborn daughters, having a firstborn daughter is just such a experience I cannot wait to have, and I'm so excited for you to have that. That's so fun.
But having a girl and wanting to show her that mom can do it all is like the best thing ever. Yeah. I will have a little bestie who's going to be such a fashion icon, who's going to go everywhere with me. And I had the privilege of looking up to my mom and being like, wow, my mom does everything and she's amazing. And I just want to be able to do that for my little bestie.
Yeah, no, definitely. Was your mom an entrepreneur as well?
She is, yeah.
Okay, what was she into, like, growing up?
Oh my gosh, same thing as me, pivoting like crazy. She was a fashion designer.
Awesome, okay.
In her 20s, she was a fashion designer. And then she went on to mortgages, lending, and now she has her own insurance agency.
Amazing. And so seeing that and seeing, because my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but seeing your mom being an entrepreneur and her balancing it, how did that like impact the reason why you are starting maybe your entrepreneurship journey now rather than right away? Like, I know since you did the 9 to 5, you did agency life, all these different things. Was there a reason why you didn't jump into entrepreneurship right away? Was it because of that, or like how do you think about that?
I think this is going to be such a hot take, but I think it's really important to pay your dues.
Yeah.
I think it's really important for especially the younger generation. I think they are hoping things just get handed to them because that's what they see online.
Totally.
Versus working for someone else, it gave me a lot of work ethic. It taught me what it takes to actually be successful. You don't just get up and decide you're running a company one day and then expect $1 million tomorrow.
Right.
And there are people who do that. And that's amazing because you have the mindset to do it. But a lot of people don't have that mindset. And that's okay because I didn't have that mindset when I first graduated. I knew that for me to be successful, I needed to build a foundation. And then I also needed to go back to school and build an education to maybe be seen a little bit more, or maybe be taken a little bit more seriously in the field that I'm in. Because when people hear beauty, they don't really associate education with that. You know, they really don't take you seriously sometimes. And I knew I had a very clear understanding of who I wanted to be and how I wanted to present myself. And I will always pride myself on being the most educated in the room about a certain topic.
I love that. That's always the goal for me as well, but it's amazing that you're able to be like, no, I know I am. I actually know I'm the most educated on this topic, and I'm able to either help people, but also, you know, take whatever they're saying and learn from that as well. But I love that you're able to really dive into your education. And do you do that like on the side as well, like just self-educating at this point now?
Totally. I think ChatGPT and all of these new AI platforms are so important and so easy to, on the side, build your education up if you want to learn about something. So, for example, I am currently in my own little master's program that I built with ChatGPT.
Really?
And it's teaching me 5 different courses right now.
Wow.
And I do it 2 hours a day. It gives me homework. It gives me case studies.
No way.
And I learn about a new topic every single day.
Wait, so how did you do that? Like, how do you
How did I
set up
prompt it?
how did you, is it actually Chat GPT? Because I know a lot of people are using like Claude or something now. Are you using Chat
I'm
GPT?
using Chat. I do want to switch to Claude, but I digress.
Yeah.
But I'm using Chat, and I think I had found a prompt on TikTok where some girl was like, I really want to get educated on a certain topic. This is what I'm prompting. And I just copied her entire prompt and I inputted what I want to learn and what my subjects are. And it's me and Chat every day.
Wow, that's so crazy. And so the homework it gives you, like what does that even look like, the homework it gives you?
So it gives me homework. Like if I read a case study, then it'll ask me questions about that case study.
Okay.
Or it'll be like vocabulary questions. It'll be questions about my thought process and the way I'm thinking. And it kind of helps me shift the way I'm thinking from maybe a consumer into more of a business person. So yeah,
that
it's
is
really cool.
so awesome, because I've tried one time, I think, adding, I don't even know what I was doing, but I think I could tell it like how I wanted it to respond to me rather than just doing a new chat every single time.
Yeah.
That's what you did, right? You like kind of, did you just build one off of?
I just built one.
Yeah, right there. That is so interesting. I feel like it's such a new topic
It
that
is. It's crazy.
It's insane, the images it can make, the things that it can do. But then even just that, I have a very ADHD mindset, but I think a lot of female entrepreneurs do, where it's just you're thinking about this and that and this and that, and putting my ideas in there and having it kind of streamline that, narrow it down, help me is absolutely insane and has really changed my business as well.
Totally.
Just from asking it questions, like, and really deep diving with it. But I love how you've made your own curriculum with
Yeah.
chat. That's insane.
I think it's like such a powerful tool. And if you don't want to go to college, you don't want to spend the thousands of dollars, totally fine.
Yeah.
Use the free resources that you have.
Definitely. Yeah. Because there's so many, obviously, like courses and things
Yeah.
like that you could do. But that's how I learned too, is just self-educating, reading everything that you can, diving into what other people are saying online too, but then dissecting it, bring it somewhere else, learn more about it's just, there's so much you're able to do. You just have to be willing to do it.
And I think the generations before us, you know, they didn't have access to this. And so they really had to focus on their failures and be like, okay, what did I learn from my failures today? Our generation, we don't actually have to fail.
No.
We can put our ideas into an AI and ask if it's going to be successful or not.
Yeah.
And then learn from that.
Literally.
So why not?
No, literally. Yeah. I love how everything is starting to get streamlined that way. But are you nervous at all, I guess, with like AI and your job? Say with, if it's like looking at skin, obviously we can go on AI, say the things. Do you think that there is any problem with somebody going to AI and trying to get like a skincare regimen or anything like that? What do you feel about it?
Not where we are right now in the AI world. I do believe in personalized routines. I do believe in a personal touch. It's something only another human can offer. We can have a 2-hour-long conversation and really dissect every single thing that's wrong with your skin, versus if you sit and try to have a conversation with AI, how long can you really do that for?
Yeah, no.
You know?
Until it keeps going like, great job, or great thought. On that note, yeah.
Or, oh, I didn't realize that. You're right. And it's like, why am I telling you what to say? You want to go to a professional. You want someone who's credible, who can tell you exactly what to do with the certainty and confidence that this is going to work for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's where I come in.
I love that. One thing that I know we wanted to touch on is just the fact that Arizona is actually pretty new to you.
Yes.
And I love Newport Beach. I love California. I love where you're from, Orange County. But I just want to hear more about your journey of kind of starting over in a new state and building a personal brand out here and your journey there. But what was the reason behind your move?
The reason behind my move was personal growth and opportunity. And I think growing up in Orange County, I knew everybody in the community. Everybody knew me. I grew up very sheltered. Even though we travel a lot, still, where you are who, what is that phrase? You are who you surround yourself
Yes.
with? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I really believe you are who you surround yourself with. And everybody I was surrounded with was the same families I grew up with. And they were all very content in their 9-to-5 lives, which is so amazing. I think it's wonderful for people who can really thrive in that, because certain minds do really well in that. But I knew for myself, if I had certain goals for my husband and I, for my daughter, it wasn't going to work out in Orange County. So we had to move. And Scottsdale was the closest I could be to Orange County and still feel like a part of home. It's also only a 45-minute flight away, which is so easy. And it gave me a place to come to, network, reinvent myself, find myself again, really figure out who I am with my husband, how we are as a power team. And I think it's so important to move around and figure out who you are because we all change, we all grow, and we're all different people at different stages of life. So you also don't have to commit. People ask me all the time. We bought a house here in Arizona, and people ask me all the time, like, okay, so you're settled, you're done. And my response is always, no, I can sell. I can leave. If I don't like it anymore, I'll leave.
I know. I think it's so interesting when people say that too, because even how I just bought a house, like people are like, oh, like, okay, don't know why you would do that. Like, you're just starting. And I'm like, do you not realize that that's like, it's the same thing of renting. I mean, you're just paying the same payment. But yeah, you could always sell. You could always move. Do you have any additional family or friends out here that you knew of before, like that you knew were here? Or is it you?
I had an aunt and uncle. I still do. They live a mile away from us, which is
perfect.
Convenient and easy.
But
I will say in the 1 year that I have lived here, I have met way more people. My network has expanded like crazy. And I have had more opportunities to go to new things. It's not closed off the way it is in Orange County.
Interesting. And you would think it's almost opposite. I guess at least maybe people outside of here would think that, just because it's like close to LA. Everyone's like, you know, a content creator doing a bunch of stuff over there. You think that there's more opportunities here in Arizona than there is out there?
Because think about how saturated it is over there. So the doors are closed a lot of the time over there. If you don't have a certain amount of following, if you don't have an agency representing you, how are you going to get through the door? How do you even know the door exists?
Right.
Versus over here, I feel like it's a lot more open. You see it on social media. People want you to come to their events. People want you to network. Pilates is so big here.
Oh my gosh.
So people will go to Pilates meetups, and you get to meet new people who I normally on a day-to-day basis would not meet. So that's really cool too.
I love that. And how are you kind of finding all of those events? Because I know as somebody who moves here, I've been seeing them pop up obviously like crazy right now. But what do you find? What kind of events are like the most beneficial to find like women that are, you know, powerful, on maybe entrepreneurial driven, however you would say that? But what do you think is the best way to look for that?
I think social media is such a big tool, and if you key search certain events, if you get invited to one, or if you show up to one, you will have 10 other ones that just follow. It's just the way that it works. You get put on a list, and then you're at the other ones. So I feel the same way being here. I think I attended one Pilates event here, and I made friends with the owner of that Pilates studio. And then, you know, you ask someone to get a coffee. You ask someone to grab lunch. You pick their brain, and then it goes from there. And they have been the people I have met have been so open to be like, oh, you know, I really think you would benefit from speaking to so-and-so. And they put me in touch with that person. And then it just grows from there. Yeah.
See, and that's what we were talking to before, is like how you said LA, California, like it's so saturated. There's so many people. The opportunities are there, but they're limited. Where here, we're such a growing community. And I feel like everyone wants, like, it's past the 2020 boom where everyone was at home. Now everyone's like, I want to be out. Like, I want to be with friends. I want to make friends. And so there's so many different networking opportunities, but also you can build a name for yourself and build a brand. How has that been growing your own personal brand in Arizona throughout? Obviously, you've done networking events, but have you been able to really grow your personal brand through just moving here in Arizona?
I think there is a little bit of psychology that goes into that.
Okay.
So back home, I grew up with my family and my in-laws, and then our whole community. So they know me a certain way, right? They've seen me grow up. Versus moving out here, I'm a whole new person. And I don't have that same fear or imposter syndrome of what are people going to think of me. Because I am in a new environment. I can create a whole new persona if I want to.
Yeah.
And nobody knows any different. They don't know who I was at 10 years old. They don't know what I did at a 15-year-old birthday party. And they aren't putting those biases or opinions on me.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about what those people think anymore. Because I have extracted myself. I am in a new place where people are doing the same thing I'm doing. And I'm really able to build myself up into who I want to be.
I love that. Did you do anything specifically because I personally, for myself, I wrote it all down. Like I made a whole story about myself. Like, who is Amaya 2023 is when I did it. Okay. Yes. So I made like that. Is that kind of what you did too? Or what route did you take to kind of build this new persona, or like this new dream higher self person that you wanted to become?
Yeah, I vision board a lot. And then at the end, so December 31st, 11:30 p.m., it's like a tradition almost that I sit and manifest what I want for the next year. And I write it all down. And I really take the time to look at it and what's doable, what's not doable, what are my like dream things to happen. And then, yeah, I kind of just sat there and was like, if anyone can do it, I can do it. Right.
So, I love that. We're so the same person. I'm like, I literally feel like I'm just talking to myself, because same exact thing, 11:30, like the same thing. Like the day before the new year, I sit down, I write it all down, and it's just truly, I call it like rewiring your brain, because now you're subconsciously like, okay, I'm gonna go after that. Like, why not? Like, why wouldn't I? But if it doesn't happen, you had like probably 5 other things on your list happen that you also couldn't believe would happen, and you're just happy with that happening as well. But
and writing it down is so important, because you wouldn't have remembered
not at all
that those things were important to you.
I know. And I go back even and look at them and I'm like, oh, I did that, and I didn't even realize that I like checked that off, because I didn't know I wanted to do that. But it then happened like a year later, 2 years later, and I'm like, oh, I actually did manifest that. That's insane how that works.
In a better way than you even imagined.
Exactly. And that's something too. It could always change, and you could write something, but then it could be a million times, you know, different and better than you could have ever even imagined. But I love how you intentionally think about how you are going to show up, essentially.
I think with any business, any entrepreneurship journey, any 9-to-5 journey, any personal growth journey, whatever journey you want to be on, you have to be so intentional about it. If you're not intentional, you won't get anywhere. And like I said, that doing 1% a day will motivate you, because if you try to take on the world immediately, at least for me, I melt and I succumb under the pressure, and I just want to lay in bed all day and be like, no, I can't do it. But if I can look back at my day and be like, okay, I put myself out there at least once today, and that got me in touch with this new person who I didn't know yesterday, I'm in a good place.
Yeah, no, I love that. I've also heard try to get like 5 no's a week or something like that. And if you're thinking of it like, you go, like even today when I went to FedEx, the guy at the front was like really annoying. But I asked, I don't even know what I asked, but he told me no. But then I immediately thought like, oh, cool, that was my first no. Like I'm like actually excited about it rather than being defeated by it. And so it's just rewiring how you think, how you move throughout your day-to-day life can really just change in how you're going to perceive everything and how you look at life. But I really, really love how you look at that and how you're building your brand new here. You're really building yourself in this new era. You're building a new brand in this new era. It's really exciting, all the things that you have coming up.
It's exciting. It's overwhelming, but I think I'm at a point in life where I'm just confident and I know it's going to be amazing.
I love that. And to kind of wrap it up, I know this next year for you, you're obviously not even year, this next month, you're going to be having a baby. But can you tell us a little bit of what your future, what we can expect to see from you after we start following you from here on? What are some things that projects you're working on? What are you coming up with, except for obviously the biggest one of birthing a child? Like what else do you have going on?
So one thing that I didn't expect during this journey was how much my skin was going to change. And that is like hormonal shifts with pregnancy. So I really want to, that's a whole new chapter of my life that I do want to share with people, because so many people struggle with it on a daily basis. And so I want to share about different skincare tips that I have with this pregnancy journey. I want to share my journey as a mom, as a young entrepreneur mom. I think that's really important to show people that we can really do it all. And hopefully begin to speak to people who will help me and guide me towards product innovation.
That's so exciting. I'm like, I want to be there as well when you do product innovation, like even when it comes to design, the product packaging, like that. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, I'm there for the first shoot. You already know, like the content, we're already writing it down. That is so exciting. And I can't wait to probably have you back on so that you can talk more about everything else that you're going to be starting and coming out with. But I am so excited to follow along your journey.
I'm excited to follow along yours.
Thank you.
I'm so happy I got to meet you.
Yes,
this was my 1% today.
Yes, same. And this was my first ever, not solo, our first ever duo podcast. So I'm so excited that you were our first guest and kind of bringing me into it. I mean, you're the first person I've ever had, so thank you for bearing with me on my interview with you.
Amazing.
You did amazing. I'm like in awe with everything that you're building, and it's just amazing to hear how education driven you are and how you really are just, you want to be that leader. You want to be that industry disruptor that is just really educating people, because it's not something that we need to gatekeep. Like we shouldn't gatekeep our health. We should definitely be telling people what isn't good, what is good, and what you should use, what you shouldn't use, and even just holistic things too, like you're saying, that what you're eating is actually affecting your body in different ways, and that can really change how you present yourself in your day-to-day life as well, not just even for the looks, it's just how you feel. So I think the whole well-roundedness of just health and wellness and mindset that you have is something that we all need. So I love hearing from
I think it's so important to know that you don't have to be a dermatologist. You don't have to be in medicine to have an opinion or to know what's going on with your own life and your own skin. Anyone can sit there and educate themselves and find out what ingredients are in certain products and really analyze and figure out what's best for you.
Definitely.
You don't need to wait 3 weeks to get in with a derm just to see them for 30 minutes.
Is it crazy that I've never seen one?
Oh my gosh.
Like ever. I actually have never been to one at all.
I think that's great because you
maybe
haven't needed
I'm like, I don't have problems yet. Like, but I don't even know how to go about that. I probably just need to do the same thing that people do with doctors, but it's just not a well-known thing.
It's not.
Like, people don't really educate even on the process of that, like why you should go to a derm. Like, it sounds, I guess maybe I do know why I should go, but
no, it's hard. So the reason that I think my passion really started with skincare was because of my brother. My brother suffers horribly from cystic acne. And so we couldn't get him in to see a derm. There was a specific one I really wanted him to see. She had bookings for months on months. And so I really started looking up ingredients. How do we help him? And there were so many things about hyperpigmentation, about skin, also melasma in skin. That's a whole other thing. And also having melanin in skin. What works for people with fair skin may not work for people with darker skin. And so my brother is darker, we're Pakistani, and so I really had to look at ingredients that would help him, and we got on a journey.
Wow.
And he is doing so much better now.
So he was like kind of your patient
guinea
zero,
pig,
number one.
I mean, younger siblings, what else are they for?
Especially a brother.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what they're there for.
Correct. So I just made him sit down every day and put a bunch of things on him and be like, all right, we'll see.
But what a good older sister too, to like help him out with that, because obviously acne struggles, any kind of skincare struggle is just it could be so debilitating for a lot of people. And so for you to be able to step in and get passionate about it, because it was, for your brother, but to help him through that is just absolutely awesome. What a good older sister. Great bigger sister you are.
I hope he sees this.
You should get brownie points for the rest of your life for that.
I should just screenshot this and send it to him.
Because my brother, I'm like, my little brother will not be seeing this, because he's going to be like, where's my skincare routine? Like, where I'm slipping on the older sister duties. But no, that's awesome that you were able to really help him out and then find out that's truly your passion and go from there. But so right now, I know that you have a personal brand Instagram account. Do you have one for your skin account as well, or it's just all personal?
Yeah, it's all personal, because I really believe the skin matchmaker is me and I am the skin matchmaker. And
right.
I just really, as a brand founder, that's all I want to be known for. And I think eventually down the line, when we do launch a product, it may even be called something else at that point.
Totally.
But right now, I am the skin matchmaker, so that's who I am.
I love that. And I love being able to just grow on one platform and then, move over if you ever need to be. But people love a personal brand. They love connecting with the founder. And so for you to be able to do that and educate people through your personal brand is absolutely perfect. I would rather that than a account that just has like graphics or something that doesn't have any meaning or any human connection at all. Yeah. But so we can follow your Instagram. I'll throw that up on there as well. But what's that process? Do we just go on your website? Do we fill out an inquiry form? How does somebody get in touch with you if they want to do a skin or if they want to hop on a call with you and learn more about their skin?
So you can go through my Instagram, but I also have a website that you can go directly to. My Instagram links it, and there is an inquiry form. There are questions you have to fill out before speaking with me. You have to submit a few photos of yourself, and then we dive right in.
Amazing. Yay.
Yeah.
That sounds so perfect and easy. Do you meet with people consistently, or is it just like a one time, two time? What does that process look like for
It
you?
depends on the plan that you decide to go with, and
Okay.
it depends on how much help you need.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think you need too much hand holding, you're really into it in general, then I meet with someone, I create a curated plan, they follow it. If they have questions, they're always welcome to message me.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's someone who has no idea what to do, very confused, then we'll meet about 4 to 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll build that like a almost a treatment plan, maybe if they
Yes.
need laser, like you were talking
Yeah.
about, or product, like you
Yeah.
kind of give that all encompassing plan for them.
Yeah. And one thing I did want to touch on, the reason that I also built the Skin Matchmaker was because being tied to a med spa, you are so focused on sales,
Mm-hmm.
and you are so focused on a very specific skincare that they carry,
Mm-hmm.
right? I did not want to be tied to any skincare. I did not want to be tied to any brand and owe them anything. I want to simply be able to offer the best of the best for what works for my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Is there one magic drugstore product that you could say that you absolutely love or anything?
Oh, yeah. I do love Naturium.
What is that?
Naturium is at Target,
Okay.
and they have really, really incredible ingredients.
Okay.
So, and they are very affordable. Highly recommend them.
I'm gonna have to look that up and
Yeah.
see. I just wanted to give them one little taste of it so
Yeah.
that hopefully they can go grab it, see what it does for their skin, and then come to you after and be like,
Yes.
okay, tried what you said on the pod. Here's what it did for me, and then build their skincare routine from there.
Yeah.
But I really love what you're doing, and I can't wait to see more of it. I would even love to see, not just a before and after of somebody, but walking through that process with the client and being able to watch somebody else's process go through it, I think would be so much fun. I think you're doing that with Sarah, right? Wait.
I was, yes.
I'm like, wait,
I
yeah.
was.
I'm like, I saw that little video that you guys
It's
were
so
doing.
funny. It's such a rock and a hard place because I don't want to expose people's problems.
Right.
And sometimes people aren't comfortable with it. But if there is any guinea pig that wants me,
I'm like,
to do that-
hi,
yeah, you're
I'll
like,
do it.
Actually,
Like, actually,
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm like, let's just get right into it. But
Yeah.
no, that's absolutely amazing. And I'm just so excited to have you on and can't wait to grow with you and continue. This was our first time meeting, and I feel like we're just gonna stay like this the entire rest of time.
we're
like
in it. We're deep.
Yeah, we're like basically sisters now.
Yeah.
Like
We're gonna
I'm
get
here.
dinner next week.
Yeah.
We're here. Yeah.
No, we're gonna go find all the new cooler spots in Scottsdale, I guess, before I head out and go to the East Valley.
know.
Like
I'll come
literally.
visit, don't worry.
Yes. I'm gonna move her over to the East Valley. If you are local, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm moving all my best friends over closer to
Yeah.
me. I'm like, get out of Scottsdale, let's build our own,
build it.
like
Yeah.
you're gonna have your skin suite over here, I'm gonna have a studio over here, we're gonna build our own little home
And we're all just gonna collab together
every
It's gonna
day.
be amazing.
Yay. Amazing.
Work with your best friends.
Literally. Well, thank you so much for coming on and being our first ever social hour guest. I can't stop raving about you. I'm like so excited.
you.
I'm happy that you're in Arizona, and I cannot wait to follow your entrepreneurship journey even more. Is there anything else that you want to plug, or anything else that you want to say?
No.
Last words?
No, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to have met you. This is such a clear example of what I was talking about earlier. I didn't know you a week ago.
Yeah.
And today, here we are yapping for 3 hours. And
Literally.
we will continue our friendship after this. So I'm so lucky to have met you, and I'm glad our paths have crossed. And
Me too.
I can't wait to work together in the future, too.
Yes, thank goodness for TikTok.
Yeah.
Literally. But yay. Well, thank you so much. That was such a good combo. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.